Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is the very first video you are watching. I'm Emily, very nice to meet you. So, as you could tell from the title, today I'm going to be showing you how to make your own YouTube banner / channel art, and this is probably one of my most requested videos. And I believe the last time I made this video was probably last year, like earlier on last year. So this is the 2017 edition, and I also have some tips that I haven't shared with you guys yet in my previous editions. So yeah, make sure you watch till the end to see all of that. And very quickly, if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button. I upload every single Friday. I never miss a Friday, like ever. Like that's my thing. I never miss a Friday. And I upload a variety of different videos, so lifestyle, beauty, fashion, and sometimes things like this. So first and foremost, if you've watched any of my previous versions of this video, you would know pretty much the basic steps on how to make a banner. And in all my prior videos, I've used a website called PicMonkey. I do have Photoshop, but I will not be showing a Photoshop edition just because I feel like if you know Photoshop, you kind of know your way how to use it and how to design your own thing. So this type of tutorial is more for people who are just starting their YouTube channel, who aren't really sure what they're doing yet, like they're just beginners. And obviously if you're watching this video, you know that it's very important to have a nice channel art because that's like a first impression. Like when people click on your channel, that's probably the first thing they're gonna see besides your profile picture. So it's always nice to have a really nice professional looking one. But this website is completely free and I've been using it for years now. I've learned my ways around it. I know the ins and outs of it. So yeah, PicMonkey is the way to go. So YouTube has changed quite a bit since some of my previous editions of this video. Now they actually show 3 different versions of your banner: the desktop edition, the phone edition, and a tablet edition. So you don't really have to worry about that. As long as you stick with the template that they give you, like the sizing, then you should be fine. So first, all you want to do is click on my channel and it will bring you to your channel page. You'll see your layout and your videos and all of that. And at the very top where your banner is, as you hover over it, there should be a little pen in the right hand corner. You click on that little pen and it has 2 options. It says edit links and edit channel art. So you're going to want to click edit channel art, and then it brings you to this screen right here that has upload photos, your photos, and gallery. Obviously you could use the gallery photos if you want, but if you want a more personalized banner, then I would say go down to the bottom and there's a link that says how to create channel art. You click on that link, it opens up another tab to this YouTube help page. And this YouTube help page is like, it doesn't really tell you exactly how to make it, but one feature I really do love about it is when you scroll down, you'll see image guidelines. There's 2 different links there. There's get images for channel art and image guidelines for channel art. So you want to click on the second one, keep scrolling, and it will have a button, a blue link that says channel art templates. Now that is where you're gonna get started. You want to click on that and it's going to download a folder. You open that zip folder. There should be a channel art template. You can just immediately upload that into Photoshop if you're using Photoshop. But if you are not, like in this video, we're going to be using PicMonkey. So you want to download or save the one that says fireworks at the end. So that is your key. And then now we're gonna go over to PicMonkey.com. Their website tends to change maybe like once every 3-4 months, but everything, like all the settings are always the same. It's just the way they have the web layout is different. It's more like aesthetic. So when you go onto PicMonkey, there are a couple options at the top, and what you wanna do is just press edit and upload a photo, and you're gonna upload that channel art template with the fireworks in parentheses, and we're gonna go from there. So it should look something like this when you've uploaded the photo onto PicMonkey, and there are so many options on the left hand side. There's like there's basic effects, touch up, text, overlays, frames, textures, themes, and templates. Some of these features are royal features, so you do have to pay for them, but honestly, I never pay for any of the things on here because I've learned my way around it and how to utilize all the free options on here. So as you can see, in the middle it says text and logo safe area. So the really dark gray part is where you would ideally want to stay inside. If you want to have like your name or something, I would recommend don't go past that area. And then it kind of fades out to a slightly lighter gray and then like a super light gray. So you'll see like the whole rectangle, and it'll say tablet is like where that this gray section is, and then desktop max is where the lightest gray is. But honestly, just to be safe, if you want to add any text, I usually keep it inside the dark gray box. So Next, what you want to do is go onto Google and Pinterest, whatever you want, search for your favorite type of wallpaper, like your background that you want it to be. A lot of people have asked me in the past if it's like copyrighted. I try to look for free ones that you don't really need to buy the rights or anything to the photo. They're just like royalty free wallpapers, but honestly, like, just do whatever you want to do. And once you find that wallpaper, keep it on your desktop, and if you want to write a text, you can go to text. They have a lot of different fonts for you, but a really cool new feature that I love about this website is that they also let you use your own text and fonts from your computer. So if you want to download a certain type of font, I highly recommend dafont.com. They have like thousands of fonts that you can download. Obviously you don't want to download all of them, but pick the ones that you really like. That's the kind of fonts that I use. I never use any of the ones on PicMonkey anymore. So I just browse on Dafont and I find the kind of like font that I want, and then you download it onto your computer, install it, whatever, and then it will show up on PicMonkey, which I think is amazing. And yeah, you kind of just assemble like the text first however you want it. I recommend doing the wallpaper last, and you'll see why in a second. I'll have my text all ready to go, and then if you wanted to add pictures and stuff, you can also look it up on Google or Pinterest, and make sure you look up like transparent background or like PNG at the end, PNG. That just makes your life 1,000 times easier because you're not gonna have to like erase a background of a photo, and it's just easier when you get a PNG background. So once you add that onto your design and you're like happy with what it looks like, you're gonna go over to the effects button over here on the left hand side, scroll down through the settings. They have a lot of cool like tints and filters if you want to use those, but I never really use those. And then go down to draw. It should have a bunch of colored pencils on there, and you're gonna put it as like the largest brush size and just color the whole thing white. So color your whole photo white. I mean, if you use white font in some of them, don't worry, it's okay. I'm only using white paint because now we're gonna go on and add your wallpaper. So now we're gonna go over to textures, and you're going to upload your own. So click on your own, and then this option is pretty cool. So you'll pick the photo, whatever one that you wanted to use, and boom, it looks way better when you have it as a white background at first, because if you use any other color it might look funky, and that is what it should look like. You can adjust the fade, the saturation, the blend type. Sometimes it's set at multiply for whatever reason, so it might look weird, but make sure if you want it to look normal, put it as normal, and it'll look really good. And you can also move it around, so you can increase, like you can blow up the wallpaper if you want like certain designs to show up bigger, and then like move it around. It's very, very flexible and up to you on what you want to do. After that, you'll just want to save your picture, go back onto where your channel art was on YouTube, select photo from your computer and upload it, and then just make sure that everything looks good, everything is adjusted nicely. Just don't click that little checkbox on the right hand corner, because sometimes that kind of makes your color look a little bit off-white and it's not really nice. It adds like a really weird like tint on your photo or your banner. But other than that, your banner should look something like this. And I mean, it's pretty easy to replicate a lot of the banners nowadays. So yeah, if you needed any like banner inspiration, just look at your favorite YouTubers banner. That is pretty much how you make a YouTube banner. But now here are some extra tips and tricks on what you can do on PicMonkey to really add a little oomph on your banner. So I actually have these written on my phone because I didn't want to forget. So if you're adding a photo of yourself in particular and you need to like erase the background stuff, like on my banner I have a picture of myself on there, I had to erase like the side walls and stuff next to the mirror, but all you have to do is just switch over to the setting that says erase, and I would suggest lowering the intensity of the eraser to about 80%, just so you don't get like a super harsh line, because when you have a super harsh line you could see every little crevice of where that eraser is. And on Photoshop, if you were to erase a picture, it's a lot easier. They can just like scale the outside of the picture. If you're using the website, I would suggest lowering the intensity and then adjusting your brush size as needed, but that is like an easier way just to get a really precise erase, and you don't really see all like the nooks and crannies of what you erased. And one thing that might be frustrating on PicMonkey if you never use is that you might add a bunch of like types of text, but then they're like overlapping each other and you're like, wait, I want this to be on top and I want this to be at the bottom, or even with any of the pictures or overlays that you want to use. I would just suggest, if you're on a PC and you actually have a mouse, left click, I believe that's what it does, left click and then just move the picture, like move to back. Like that's all you have to do. If you have an Apple or an iMac like I do, you just double click with both fingers and just move the photo to the back or move the photo to the front or whatever you want to do. And also on the topic of overlays, it can get very, very messy and complicated when you have text going on. You have a bunch of different icons on your banner. This could just be for like a YouTube thumbnail as well. If you have a lot of stuff going on, if you want to edit your text size or something and you click on it, but then there's another box that's overlapping it, that can get really annoying. So I would say work in sections. So in a sense, I like doing the photos first so I know exactly where the photos are. So I finish that and then I press the button at the very bottom when you're editing a photo. It just flattens all of your overlays and merges it into one pic, so you won't have to deal with that again. Last tip I have for you is that you really want your channel art to look like you didn't design it off of a website. You can go back to the draw setting, adjust the brush size. I would say stay around like 20 to 23 depending on how big your font is, like how big you made it on the banner. But what you want to do is just go behind it and kind of like highlight the back of it so it kind of looks like there's a really cool like outline effect. And I love doing this in my thumbnails. If you've seen any of my thumbnails, it's always white with a black background, and that's exactly how I do the black outlining. But if you want a more harsh like shadow type of look, all you have to do is copy and paste whatever your word is and then change the color and then boom, shadow on your text, and it just looks a little bit better than just having the text by itself. So that is pretty much it for this video. I really hope you found it helpful. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and also if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, like I said, feel free to do so. If you have any other questions on how to make a YouTube banner, if you have any suggestions for a video, leave them in the comments down below, because I know a lot of you might want to see how to make a thumbnail. So yeah, let me know in the comments if that's something you're interested in. And if you design any of your own banners, make sure to tag me. My social medias are always linked on the screen at the end and in the description box. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next Friday for another video. Bye!